that, I'm going to go ahead and take a look at our 2-column style sheet, and I will just go to Code View so we can take a better look at it. So within an actual style sheet, we have several different types of elements, and these are called rules. And within our rule, we have our properties and our values for that particular rule. So for instance, we'll just take a look at the body tag that we have to begin with. So we can style tags like our body, our H1, our H2, links, etc. We can also style elements that we have specifically on our page. For instance, if I wanted a particular bit of text to be blue, I can make what's called a class style, and then I would have to highlight that and make that particular little bit of text blue through that class style. Again, it's in my style sheet, so I can go back and change it to red if I would prefer that to be red later on, and I don't have to actually click on the actual page itself. We also have something called a compound style. So for instance, if I have a footer on my page, and I may not want the paragraph inside of that footer to be the same size or maybe even the same color as the rest of my page. So if I take a look at the design view again for that particular page, I see that I have some links over on the side. This is a really great example of why I may not want that to be the same globally. So for instance, I have an unordered list is what's made up for this particular navigation. So I have a UL, LI, and it also has a value applied to it. I'm going to take a look at the code for just a minute. And my source code, scroll to find my little navigation there on the side, and I see that I have a UL tag. So that's my unordered list. That's what the UL is. I have an LI for my link 1. And now there's just a pound inside of the actual link itself, which is really just saying, please replace this with whatever the link is going to be eventually. It means nothing other than it allows me to style that particular link. And then I finish off with my tag. Now, if we take a look at the design, we see that that doesn't look like a typical unordered list. So in my CSS rules over on the side, if I scroll down to that particular area, so there's my ul.nav, ul.nav.li, etc. And this is what's called a compound. So I am saying the UL and inside of that what the A tag is then styled at, the visited, hover state, active state, etc., all within the same rule so that only that section looks different than the rest of my page. If I put a regular list item on my page, it's going to look totally different than that, and that's a great example of a compound style. So we have tags, class styles, and compound styles that we use most often. And again, let's take a look at the actual style itself. So body then is my tag, and I don't have to have anything in front of it to declare it. So I have my body. Inside of my curly braces, I have the property and the value listed, and I can have several things. So I see that I've got my font size, my font family, what my background color is going to be, what my margin and my padding is going to be, and my text color for a global default for my body tag. We'll go more in depth into what CSS does in just a little bit.